9 experienced hikers went into the Russian mountains in 1959. They never came back. What killed them remains one of the most terrifying unsolved mysteries in history. In February 1959, 9 skilled hikers set out on a skiing expedition in the Ural mountains of Russia. They were experienced. They were prepared. They knew the terrain. 3 weeks later, search teams found their tent ripped open from the inside. The hikers had fled into the freezing wilderness wearing almost nothing. Their bodies were found scattered across the mountain, some with injuries so severe they couldn't be explained. No one knows what happened that night, but whatever it was terrifying enough to make 9 people run barefoot into a frozen wasteland. This is the DYATLOV Pass incident. The group was led by Igor DYATLOV, a 23-year-old experienced hiker. The team included 8 other students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnic Institute. They were all skilled in winter hiking and mountain survival. Their goal was to reach Otorten Mountain, a challenging route that would earn them the highest certification in Soviet mountaineering. It was supposed to be difficult, but manageable for people with their experience. On January 27, 1959, the group set out. For the first week, everything went according to plan. They sent regular updates. They documented their journey with photos and diary entries. Everything was normal. On February 1st, they made camp on the slopes of Kolitsayakal Mountain. The name translates to Dead Mountain in the local Mansi language. That night, something went catastrophically wrong. When they didn't return as scheduled, search parties were sent out on February 20th. What they found would haunt Russia for decades. The search team found the tent on February 26th. It had been cut open from the inside, not opened properly, slashed, as if the hikers were desperate to escape something. Here's what made it disturbing. All their gear was still inside. Warm clothes, boots, supplies, everything they needed to survive. But they had fled into the night wearing almost nothing. In temperatures dropping to -30 degrees Celsius, the first 2 bodies were found near a cedar tree, about a mile from the tent. They were barefoot, wearing only underwear. Branches on the tree were broken, suggesting someone had climbed it, possibly to see something or escape something. 3 more bodies were found between the cedar tree and the tent. They appeared to have been trying to crawl back. One of them was Igor DYATLOV himself. The final 4 bodies weren't discovered until 2 months later, buried under 4 meters of snow in a ravine. And this is where the mystery gets truly disturbing. These 4 had massive internal injuries, broken ribs, fractured skulls. 1 woman's tongue and eyes were missing. The injuries were so severe that the medical examiner compared them to a high-speed car crash. But there were no external wounds, no signs of a struggle, just catastrophic internal damage. The Soviet investigators documented everything, and the evidence only raised more questions. Some of the hikers' clothing was found to be radioactive, not extremely high levels, but enough to be detected and recorded. The tent showed no signs of an animal attack or human intruders. Whatever made them flee came from inside their own camp or was something they couldn't fight. Several victims had traces of radiation on their clothes. The clothing also showed signs that some hikers had dressed in pieces taken from those who died first, suggesting they were trying to survive after the initial incident. Photographs from the cameras found at the scene showed the group setting up camp, laughing, and preparing for the night. The final photo, taken on one of the cameras, shows a blurry image that some claim looks like a bright light or explosion. Others say it's just camera malfunction. The official Soviet investigation concluded in May 1959 with a vague explanation: compelling natural force. The case was closed, and the files were classified for decades. So what happened on Dead Mountain? There are several theories, but none explain everything. Theory 1. Avalanche. Some believe an avalanche caused the group to panic and flee, but experienced investigators found no evidence of an avalanche at the site. The tent wasn't buried, the slope wasn't steep enough, and an avalanche doesn't explain the internal injuries or missing body parts. Theory 2. Infrasound. Wind passing through the mountains can create low-frequency sound waves that cause panic, dread, and disorientation in humans. Maybe the hikers experienced this, panicked, and fled. But this doesn't explain the severe injuries or the radiation. Theory 3. Military. Testing. The area was known for Soviet military testing. Some believe the hikers stumbled upon a weapons test, possibly a parachute mine, or radioactive experiment. This could explain the injuries and radiation. But why would the military cut their own investigation short and classify everything? Theory 4. Paradoxical undressing. In the final stages of hypothermia, victims often feel extremely hot and remove their clothing. This is well documented, But all 9 hikers experiencing this simultaneously? Unlikely. And it still doesn't explain the massive internal trauma. Theory 5. Something unknown. The Mansi people, indigenous to the area, have long believed the mountain is cursed. They avoided it. Some researchers believe the hikers encountered something we still don't understand, something that caused mass panic and unexplained injuries. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the investigation. In 2020, they officially concluded it was a snow slab avalanche. But many experts and family members reject this explanation. The evidence simply doesn't fit. The DYATLOV Pass incident remains one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in modern history. 9 people died under impossible circumstances. The evidence contradicts itself. Theories fail to explain all the facts. And after 65 years, we still don't have a definitive answer. The pass where they died was later renamed DYATLOV Pass in their honor. The site is now visited by researchers, investigators, and people trying to solve the mystery. But the truth, it died with them on that frozen mountain in 1959. What do you think happened to the DYATLOV group? Was it an avalanche, military testing, or something we can't explain? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you want more unsolved mysteries like this, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. And remember, some mysteries are more terrifying because they're real.